Welcome to the Hawk Sports Network. OCAA Women's Volleyball on tap here. We have a exciting matchup between the number 4 nationally ranked Humber Hawks and the Cambrian Golden Shield, who have traveled all the way in from Sudbury. About a 3.5-hour drive. That's right, my partner Andrew Milani. We headed the calculations, the Google Maps earlier today. So Cambrian come a long way, and Andrew should be a good matchup. My name is Matt Hamill, and let's unpack kind of the scene we have before us here, Andrew, because it should be a good one. Here's the look at the standings so far this season. Early going.
Both these teams coming at kind of opposite ends from the standings. Humber starting off 2-0, the defending provincial champions. Cambrian struggling a little bit, 0-3 coming into this one. Hawks Nest, tough place to come into, but any given day anything could happen, so watch out.
Yeah, we're going to certainly have the favorite in this matchup would certainly be the Humber Hawks, but excited to see how this plays out. Andrew, key player for the Hawks. We're looking at her right here.
That would be Erica Dodd, last year's OCAA Rookie of the Year, led the division in scoring as well, and she has picked up right where she left off, 5.2 points per set. She leads the team with 22 kills on the season as well. Watch out for her, and she's a killer from the service line.
Yeah, excited to see her at the service line like you mentioned, but Humber not the only team with some strong players to look out for. The Cambrian Golden Shield rely on this young lady for a spark a lot of the time, Macy Craig.
And this young lady is Macy Craig. Watch out for her. Leads her team, 23 kills, up there with points per set as well. She's going to be dangerous here all game long, so Humber's going to have to find a way to contain her.
We're going to have to find a way to contain our excitement because the anthems are moments away, and we'll be with you on the Hawk Sports Network right after our anthem and player introductions. It's hot in the gym today, the hottest November day ever recorded in the city of Toronto, Andrew. Just wanted to throw that stat at you, and we'll come back with more fun stats after
Athletic Center
the national
for this matchup between the Cambrian Golden Shield and your Humber Hawks. At this time, we'd ask you to please stand if you're able, remove your hats for the playing of our
we will be waiting the player introductions shortly here, but the teams are getting ready to roll. Andrew, the player intros appear to have already been taken care of. Now, 25.1 degrees, Andrew. That is the outside temperature. Again, the warmest day in November ever recorded in Toronto. You can feel it in the gym, so we'll be interested to see if the warmer, kind of sweatier conditions have an impact on this ball game.
Yeah, we'll see. Could the hot temperatures always play an effect? You don't usually think that when you get to the inside, but we'll turn over to Dwayne Bowles for the starting lineups.
5-7 right side at Tikokan, number 1 at Jersey Mawson. 5-6 left side at Sudbury, Ontario, at number 4, Macy Craig. 5-9 middle at Hamilton, Ontario, number 6, Samantha Gaffney. 5'8" setter out of Sturgeon Falls, number 7, Isabel Reve. 5'3" right side out of Sudbury, Ontario, number 8, Mackenzie Self. 5'7" left side out of Sturgeon Falls, number 9, France Mondu. The starting libero from North Bay, number 17, Shaylin Laurent. The head coach for the Cambrian Golden Shield is Dale Beausoleil. the starting lineup for your Humber Hawks, as put together by head coach Chris Wilkins. A 5'10" left side had Isabella. Number 1, Ara Tillett. A 5'11" middle at Scarborough, Ontario. Number 4, Cambrian. Ellis. A 5'10" center at Brampton, Ontario. And number 9, Sydney Ferguson. A 5'11" right side at Toronto, Ontario. Number 10, Hannah Leonard. A 5'8" left side at Lexbridge, Ontario. The number 13, Erica Dillon. A 5'11" middle at Guelph, Ontario. Number 15, Cassidy Andrews. Your starting libero out of Oakville, Ontario. The number 8, Reese Collette.
Not too bad with the player introductions. Andrew, we had the fog machine, the little Undertaker intro music from the WWE. Really sets the tone. Now, this is a Cambrian Golden Shield squad who started their season with 3 straight losses. Those were all at home. Now traveling on the road against a 2-0 undefeated Humber Hawks team who's ranked, like we mentioned, 4th in the country. It's going to be a tall order for the team wearing the black jerseys tonight. The Humber Hawks, meanwhile, looking to keep the positive energy going here, Andrew. Good start to the season thus far.
And their momentum against Cambrian as well. 18 consecutive wins for Humber against Cambrian. It's going to be a tall task here for the Golden Shield.
Let's get it. So starting with the serve will be Cambrian, Isabelle Rivet with the ball in hand, and we'll get the party started in set number 1. Humber yet to lose a set so far this season. 2 games coming in 3 straight set victories, and right away, Andrew, a little miscommunication. The service ace, good start for Cambrian.
Yeah, France Mondu doing what she does best at the service line. Excuse me, sorry, that's Isabelle Rivet.
Another good-looking serve and a not-so-good-looking return by Humber. 2-0 early on. Good start. Continues for the Golden Shield.
You're off to a hot start here, but volleyball is one of those games we see the momentum's going to shift here back and forth. How long can they ride this wave?
Another strong serve, and yet another point. Now, Andrew, that one, though, it might have been going out of bounds, but it was played by Kiyomi Ellis.
Yeah, Kiyomi looked a little unsure if she wanted to play that or not. Last second decided to go for it. Just a little mishandle there. 3-0 here quickly.
And another serve from Rivet will head out of bounds. So Humber catching a break there, and the Hawks find their first point of the game, 3-1 in set number 1.
Yeah, nice little run there from on the service line for Isabelle Rivet. How they respond here in defense.
Yeah, Kiyomi with the serve for the Hawks, and there's Kiyomi again popping it up. Set there. That was a good shot by Erica Dodd, a player who we've talked about is very instrumental to the Hawks' success so far in the season.
Yeah, pick up right where she left off last year on that front line. We saw a lot of that last year. Just putting that ball in there with pinpoint accuracy. Tough one to return.
Hawks with a chance to tie the game up here on this point. Cambrian electing for more of a soft touch. However, that lands out of bounds. So here we are tied up at 3s.
Yeah, just a little misplay on that ball. Points don't come easier than that for Humber.
So Kiyomi Ellis, 3rd-year player with the serve for Humber. That That time, Dodd hits it deep into Golden Shield territory. It was tipped up front by the net by Humber, now regrouping. And we have whistle blown. Point goes for the Golden Shield. Andrew, that was 4 touches. There was sort of a getting a piece of it up front, and maybe Hawks not fully aware of that, so the lead goes back to Cambrian.
And a little bit of a miscue there. Talan and Manners kind of running into each other. I think that may have done something to give away that point.
So head coach for the Golden Shield, Dale Beausoleil, his 31st year with the program.
Wow, absolutely incredible. That's older than me, older than both
I
of us.
as well. Combined, no, we're not.
I'd say, Hamill, that's an impressive voice for a 15-year-old.
Serving now for the Hawks, Sydney Ferguson. Comes to the squad by way of Grafton, Ontario. Play up front at the net, and the good vibes continue for Cambrian. Golden Shield now reestablishing a 2-point lead. Here at the Hawks Nest. We appreciate you being with us here on the Hawks Sports Network. Humber also at home tomorrow against the Boreal Vipers. So back-to-back home games for Humber Hawks volleyball here on a Saturday and Sunday. Serving now for the Golden Shield, Mackenzie Selk. And Mackenzie just didn't quite get that one off the hand right as it goes into the net.
And Erica Dodd on the service line. Let's see if she can get a low run going, retake this lead for the Hawks.
Now, you were teasing that she has, or you were kind of giving us that advance notice that she has some good serving ability. And misplayed up front. That will give Humber another point and get the Hawks close to tying this one up. They're only trailing by 1 now. And you got to think, Andrew, for the Hawks to not have lost a set thus far in the season. Granted, they were playing Niagara and Fanshawe, 2 teams who are not in the top 10 OCAA rankings. Humber sitting atop the OCAA in that first spot.
But Fanshaw's still a very strong sports school. They've won OCAA here a couple times in volleyball recently, so just don't count that as impressive as Humber gets another point here, and Dodd will continue her run at the service line.
Yeah, Humber 4th in the country in terms of rankings, ranked 1st in the province. No other Ontario team cracking that CCAA national ranking list. So the Hawks, the only Ontario representation in that top 10 in the country. And that has been a lot to do with the leadership by their head coach, Chris Wilkins, in his 21st year with the program. Of course, his brother, the head coach of the men's volleyball team. So really that Wilkins family connection really been leading Humber to some outstanding volleyball success in the past couple decades.
Yeah, they've been so strong here. And Chris Wilkins, of course, Humber's all-time winning coach, 390 victories and counting.
Yeah, him and his brother kind of neck and neck in that all-time wins list, kind of just trading the mantle every so often. Good block up front. That time for the Hawks, we had Kiyomi Ellis right in the mix alongside Hannah Manners.
Yeah, it wasn't that much space that they had to work with, but they just found that little hole there in the defense, and that was all they needed.
And Golden Shield celebrating a hard-fought point. Good play up front. The Hawks not able to quite corral the situation there, and we're back tied up here, 9-9. So far, neck and neck, and if things continue this way, we could see the Hawks possibly lose their first set of the season.
Yeah, I think if Cambrian wins another point or two here, Chris Wilkins is going to use his first time out. Kind of get this group regrouped a little bit. It lost second-team players starting here today, so maybe not as cohesive as it would be if they had the first unit out there.
First-year player Macy Craig with the serve in play here. Nicely done at the service line, but a heck of a shot up front by Kiyomi Ellis, and that was a no doubt about it kind of shot, Andrew.
Yeah, the All-Canadian from last year showing why she earn those honors from last year. And a chance here to build on that strong year.
Kiyomi Ellis, pretty fly kicks as well. Nice pair of shoes on the volleyball court.
You got the very flamboyant, yellow, bright colors.
Flamboyant is the right word for those pair of shoes. And Humber trying to wait that one out, and Dodd was hoping that would land out of bounds. It was close, but no cigar. Point goes to the visiting team.
Yeah, one of those 50-50 ball situations. I don't mind that decision from Erica Dodd. Sometimes the bounces just don't go your way.
At least it shows that they're thinking about that play, right? We've seen a few plays already today where maybe balls that were going out of bounds have been played, so it's nice to have that awareness, but yeah, it didn't quite work out that go around. Ellis with a big block. Humber now awarded the serve. Ara Talan, the first-year player for Humber.
Free play here.
Yeah, Cambrian just having to get it over. And the quick touch up front. Sydney Ferguson trying to catch the away team off guard, and Humber ultimately will be awarded with the point. Let's run it back, Andrew, do the HSN replay to a couple points ago, and we see how Humber's done a good job up front thus far. And the big block doesn't quite work out for Cambrian, but that was Kiyomi Ellis, very strong. And we expect to see a lot more of that from number 4 on Humber today, Andrew.
Yeah, so strong from that middle position. Such a threat. You know, Cambrian has done their homework, seen what she's all about, tried to get that block up, but just too strong.
Isabel Rivet back serving for Boreal, the way we started this game. Pardon me, Cambrian. Up front at the net. Good job by the Golden Shield to keep the play going. Stepping up with a big power shot was Erica Dodd. That time, we typically see that work out for Dodd, but Andrew, that time point goes to the other team.
Yeah, unfortunately, couldn't quite catch that line there. We'll get another look. There's the setup right here. Dodd goes for it. Yeah, maybe just about a ball length wide of the court.
Good serve there from Rivet. That had a lot of power on it. Also a lot of power. The blast, the kill up front at the net by Kiyomi Ellis.
The strategy is continuing to work here for the Humber Hawks. Just feed Kiyomi Ellis. And Cambrian doesn't seem to have much of an answer here so far as she takes the service line.
Yeah, Kiyomi dangerous up front. Let's see what kind of threat she poses at the service line. Getting this one in play. Good block up front. Played over nicely by the Golden Shield. Set up now for Dodd, who finds, just out of bounds. That was a close one. Humber is being awarded the point as we had the violation up front, it appears.
Yeah, a bit of a lucky break there for Dodd and the rest of the Hawks as that one just missed that line there as we get another look at that from the replay.
Let's run that back.
Yeah,
Counted for the Hawks as plays back in session. Humber taking a point after the Golden Shield hit it into the net. Bit of a misplay on the setup, so that'll keep the service run going for Ellis.
Humber finally starting to build up some momentum here, starting to finally get something going. You got to wonder if Cambrian's going to use their first time out here soon. Wow, great play there.
Yeah, that might nix that plan as maybe the momentum swinging back towards the Golden Shield, who are now only trailing by 1.
Nice little heads-up play there to kind of catch that defense snapping.
Dodd really pushing that one. Well played by Erica Dodd, Andrew. How about that find in the back line with the push move, one-hand push?
Yeah, we had seen her go for power the last few times, but instead they're going for the finesse, and it worked to perfection. Just catching that back corner.
Sydney Ferguson with the serve. Block attempt up front. Humber really all over. And Andrew, a big difference maker so far is the play by some of the young ladies up front by Humber, really controlling the net. And that's kind of where we've seen Humber able to wrestle the lead back, now up by 3.
Yeah, if you can really take control of that area around the net in volleyball, you're going to have a really easy time here. And Humber doing good here so far, but still a tight one here. No one running away with this first set as of yet.
Ferguson not quite getting the serve she had dreamed of on that one, and that will hand the ball back to the away team. Too strong on that serve as it's put out of bounds by Mackenzie Selk. Now serving for Humber. We've talked about her a lot tonight thus far. Erica Dodd, you mentioned, coming off a Rookie of the Year season.
Yeah, big reason. Her and Kiyomi Ellis kind of manning that front around the net. Alex Bartman feeding them last year was really the key to success for the Humber Hawks last year. The big reason why they won the OCAA championship.
Now there's an interesting kind of, you can call it a curse maybe, the thing with the whole Rookie of the Year award. Nobody's ever won it back-to-back years.
Oh, that's a good point you make, Matt.
Yeah, it's like the curse. Timeout called. Humber now up by 4 and getting close to tasting a first set victory, although Andrew early in this game, it didn't quite look like that for Chris Wilkins' team. There he is talking to his squad. But a good rebounding effort here as Humber now pretty in control of set number 1 late in the frame.
Yeah, Cambrian obviously got their foot on the throttle first there, getting off to that quick 3-0 lead. But since then, Humber's found their groove, 19 points to 12 since then, and they look like they're on their way to finishing this one out, though Cambrian's still within striking distance. So it's going to be interesting to see if Cambrian can respond here with a couple points here after this timeout.
Andrew, the score here is 19-15. 19-15, also a great year. Who would you guess was the prime minister in the year 1915? Do you have a guess?
Robert Borden.
Robert Borden. I'll let you at home take a moment to guess who the prime minister was in 1915. Okay, your time is up. It was, in fact, Sir Robert Laird Borden. Nicely done, Andrew Milani.
I remember grade 10 history.
Wow.
He's on the $100 bill, too,
Working
kids.
beside it, yeah. The 100. Oh, I see. That's big money Milani. He's familiar with the $100 bill, Prime Minister, rather. Humber play up front. Good job coming out of the timeout by the Golden Shield. I know Mackenzie's on the 50.
Yeah, he is.
Off the net play, Humber trying to keep it alive, and that's blown dead as it's called a fourth touch. That one didn't quite make it over the net.
A couple quick points for Cambrian here after that timeout. Just what they want to draw up here. Now Humber's got to tighten up a little bit.
Samantha Gaffney serving for the visiting team, and how about that to put an end to her service run? Stepping up, huge power hit there by Hannah Manners.
Absolutely
Lord
massive play. Yeah, we're going to get another look at that here. Just a rocket thrown down there. No chance for the Golden Shield.
Get out the way of that shot. How about that nifty play? Sometimes it doesn't take all that much to get a point. Kiyomi Ellis with the soft touch up top.
Yeah, I think that surprised even her that she was able to get that ball down so easily.
And a misplay there, and Humber getting very close to capturing set number 1, and that will lead to another timeout, rather, from Dale Beausoleil, the head coach of Cambrian.
Yeah, and all that momentum Cambrian had built coming out of that timeout. They get those 2 quick points, and all of a sudden 3 for Humber. So that momentum gone right away, and they're going to have to try and build it up here real quick. Not much room for error.
As we get a look, there's Mandy Doris, 7th-year assistant coach for the Humber Hawks. You saw her in the white sweater talking to the young ladies, and Humber's breaking their huddle. Now we're moving and we're grooving in the Cambrian huddle. But for the Golden Shield, down by 5 points late in the first set, and it's unfortunate if they were to find themselves dropping this first set because they really had a good opportunity to steal one away. And, of course, as we look ahead later into this match, not going to be easy to come back against a Humber Hawks team that is right up there in terms of nationally ranked teams.
Yeah, and you're down by down by 5 with 8 points needed to score here to win this set. So It's going to be a difficult one here for Cambrian, and not off on the right foot here.
Yeah, the service ace from Cassidy Andrews. She's in her 3rd year with the program. Another good serve by Andrews, getting it over. Now, good opportunity for the Hawks, and that is coming right for us, Andrew. That ball heading right towards us. I would have kept you safe.
I appreciate that. Always a little bit of a oblique moment when that happens for us.
Or it's like our time to shine. Like we could go viral. Maybe we make a cool catch. Humber 1 point away from sealing the deal here in set number 1. And that will do it. The Hawks hitting that 25-point mark. That time the kill from Macy Craig just didn't come off her hand the way she would have liked. And Andrew, that is certainly what the Hawks would have liked to see, especially, you know, for the Humber Hawks to be able to take that first set after it wasn't looking so good in the early going.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a slow start here for the Humber Hawks, but they really rebounded here and really kind of cruised to set victory there, and looks good the rest of the way. Gotta say, looking pretty good heading into the rest of this match. Humber really had their way, especially around the net as well. Kiyomi Ellis playing such a strong role there. Cassidy Andrews as well.
You said it, partner, as we see the teams still vibing with the tunes here. I'll tell you what, Cambrian came all this way from Sudbury. They're ready to dance.
I mean, Humber, we always have the best tunes. You know, we do it right here. We do it the best.
Looks like that's Shaylin Laronde who's really getting into it there with the yellow jersey. I don't blame her. I got the shoulders moving here, too. You put the camera on me, you might see me doing a little two-step.
Not that many dancers on the Humber side as we can see, but
I don't know. Let's wait and see.
I guess the dance party should stop to the Cambrian side as well.
Now, Andrew, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention coming up next on the Hawks Sports Network, the men take the floor as we have the Cambrian Golden Shield men's squad taking on the Humber Hawks. Now, Humber's men's team kind of been a bit up and down, losing their home opener here about a week and a half ago. So it certainly will be interesting to see how the Hawks perform, the men's team, here on their home turf. Meanwhile, for the women's team, it's been an undefeated season thus far.
Yeah, they've looked like world beaters this year. You know, there was that 11-year stretch where they didn't drop a game in the province, 11 straight provincial titles. After that, it was a little bit of a couple rebuilding years, but since then, last year, started to build up that program again, and then it looks like it could be another good decade, another good long hot streak here for the Humber Hawks.
And speaking of hot streak, you mentioned it earlier, Humber have won 18 consecutive matchups against Cambrian when we're talking women's volleyball here. Now, Cambrian, in their 3 losses this year, they have won 3 sets, but yes, losing 9. So starting off the season on a bit of a losing skid. And for Humber, a win here today would put them on a 3-game win streak to start the season. So sort of a tale of 2 different fortunes to start off the season here. The young season, just a couple games in here.
Yeah, still a lot that can change for either side here, but obviously we're going to want Humber to ride this wave and soar as high as possible.
Fly, Humber fly, on the road to victories. We hear that buzzer. That means set number 2 just moments away. And if you're looking to tune in to that men's game, which should be a real doozy, wouldn't blame you if you were excited to tune in. That game set to tip off at 8 o'clock here on HSN. Appreciate you watching. Humber will have the serve to start off the proceedings. Reese Chalette, first-year player by way of Oakville, Ontario, my hometown. Went to Garth Webb High School. Not familiar with that one. A young lady from Garth Webb High with a good serve. That was Sydney Ferguson, rather, who got that serve in play, and that will be just in reach, scrambling to keep that ball alive, but Andrew was hit over but out of bounds. Humber picks up the first point of the set.
Yeah, I like that effort by Cambrian to scramble, kind of try and get a play going, but just missing the mark a little bit on that third hit.
And here's Ferguson with another serve. Finding a nice spot in the defense. Good block attempt. Careening out of bounds and just out of reach. So trading points here to start off set number 2. Serving now for the team in black and yellow, Isabelle Rivet. And a good effort by Gillette to reach out, try to get that one up, just out of reach. So there's the service ace.
Yeah, just a bit of bad luck there as that serve just kind of hung up on the net there and kind of trickled down. Tough play, and players aren't really in position to make that kind of stop.
Powerful serve there, excellent work. Love to see that from Rivet. And Humber will hit it long, so give credit to Isabelle Rivet's serving power. That kind of had Humber on their heels for that particular point.
Yeah, we mentioned after or during her first time at the service line, 22 service aces on the year, so she's definitely Cambrian's best server here. If she can get a run going here, it could be dangerous for the Hawks. And commentator's curse, what can I say?
That's called the kibosh. Erica Dodd serving now for Humber. Nicely done. Let's see what the Golden Shield can set up. It was a powerful hit. There's the fourth touch. And a point for Humber, tied up at 3.
With their best serve, or a chance for them to get a run going, gain up a lead. Try and put Cambrian on their heels.
A good looking serve, and the Golden Shield kind of scrambling to get that one over. They do get that done. Another chance for Cambrian. Set up here, powerful shot, well returned, however. Hannah Manners really put a lot on that ball for Humber, but the visiting team keeping this rally alive, but Humber ultimately getting the job done with that point.
Yeah, great rally there from both sides. Humber, though, kind of on the front foot there. That all came down to that setup for Talan. She made no mistake there. Humber takes their first lead of the set.
So we get treated to another serve from Erica Dodd. Nice run being established here. Up front at the net, and that was a little too easy for Hannah Manners, who's able to just really come down on top of that one.
Yeah, really pouncing on that ball, getting it down there with some power. No chance there for Cambrian. We'll get another look.
So it's just sort of misplayed by Cambrian, and yeah, nailed down. Play back in action here. A good hit by Cambrian, and a good job by the Hawks to seal the deal, and now stretching their lead to 3 points here in set number 2.
Talan showing off some good power here as well to go with the rest of that Humber front line. Not looking out of place here.
Andrew, Cambrian College's women's volleyball team, their last win in the North Campus gym here on Humber turf, 2003. Little stat for you.
I was still a youngin' then, as were you.
Yeah, it was a 10-year-old Matthew.
What was 10-year-old Matthew into?
Playing football, a little bit of hockey.
All right.
Maybe some video games. Wow, what a rally here. Some scrambly plays. This point still up for grabs, and there's a nice touch. Mackenzie Selk getting it over the net for Cambrian, and how about that return here? This is maybe the most extensive rally of the game thus far, and not surprised to see Hannah Manners stepping up and sealing the deal.
Yeah, really the second really exciting back and forth rally we've seen here this set. And just like the last one, Humber coming up on top with that big point. Another look.
Take a second look, and there's what put the emphasis on that point. hit long, and Humber will now sit with a 4-point lead, and score here is 8-4. And Humber capturing that first set. Score now 9-4. And that was another serve. It didn't quite go as intended. Number 8 for Cambrian College, Mackenzie Selk. Looking like she's going to be able to secure the point. I'll tell you what, give credit to Hannah Manners for trying to chase down that ball, Andrew, but a little too far out of reach, and now Cambrian down by 3.
Yeah, that ball just got off the wrong part of Reese Chillette's hand there, just kind of got away from her. It happens.
Here's Mackenzie Selk. Good opportunity for Humber up front at the net, and bracket action. We haven't mentioned her name too much here in set number 2. Kiyomi Ellis making no mistake up front.
Yeah, getting some of her first action here in the second set. A little tic-tac-toe play. Some fast ball movement. Cambrian a little trouble keeping up with that one.
Cambrian keeping it alive here, and that will be wisely left alone, falling out of bounds. Hannah Manners with an excellent heads-up play there. Had her bench right in front of her to kind of communicate that that was going out of bounds. Manners with the serve. Nice play up front. So seeing Cambrian really holding strong here in set number 2. Of course, set number 1, bit of a different complexion. Here's a second look at that last play. We'll get right back to the action, actually. As the serve too long, but set number 1, we really saw Cambrian kind of in the driver's seat early on, but set number 2, Humber now sitting with a 5-point lead. That's kind of been how things have been going. Humber with a comfortable cushion right now, up by 5.
Yeah, that first set, Cambrian really got off to that strong start, and there was a lot of back and forth after that. And, you know, Cambrian got off to a little bit of a strong start here, but since then it's just been all Hawks.
The score now is 13-7, and that will warrant a timeout, as the Hawks have able to put up 13 points in not all that long of a second set. Such a good song. Andrew, what do you think of how the second set has played out so far? Maybe a bit of a wake-up call for the Hawks as they've come out here in set 2 and really been looking a lot stronger right from the get-go.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a slower start in that first set, but now, you know, they're starting to find that momentum, really getting that front near the net play going, and kind of just having their way, getting those setups away. And a lot of players feeling the heat. The assistant coach for Cambrian, Juliana Perisotto, kind of fanning her team off there.
Well, it's that whole thing, and it's no knock against the sort of HVAC system of the Hawks Nest. It's really, again, today, the hottest November day ever recorded in the city of Toronto, 25.1 degrees. So everything looks like late fall out there. It looks like it should be like 5 degrees. I wore the hoodie today, sweating bullets. So it's just that kind of freak show weather performance that's made it pretty toasty in the gym. And, of course, that does have a factor when we're talking about these athletes playing a long game of volleyball.
Oh, yeah. And I brought that winter jacket here today, but it has been just sitting in the car. No point in taking it out.
But then look ahead to Tuesday, Andrew. The daytime high, 8 degrees. So it's getting back to reality. So enjoy this while you can.
I'll enjoy fake spring when, you know, when I can get it, right?
Humber doing a good job up front, but they'll just have to scoop this one over. Opportunity for Cambrian. Hit deep into the back row. Back row hit from Hannah Manners. Boy, that was an impressive shot to get that kind of power from that deep in the court. Now back up front towards the net for the Hawks. And a powerful blast from who else? Erica Dodd, and that caught a piece of a Cambrian defender. That'll keep the serves going from Ara Tellen.
Another great rally there. Cambrian just couldn't quite do it on that free play that they had. Open things right back open for the Hawks to get the point on that play.
Up front at the net, Cambrian celebrating as they've earned another point. But Andrew, look at the score now. It's 15-8, and Humber really creating more separation as this set goes on.
Yeah, Humber sitting firmly in the driver's seat here. You just trade points and you're fine. Not obviously what Humber's going to want to do here, but.
Checking into the game for the Hawks, number 16 is Miyu Lorindo. And as the Hawks makes the substitution, a strong play from the Golden Shield as they take that point. Score now is 15-9.
Oh, wow, Matt, you did save me.
Yeah, I got the ball in hand. I don't know who to throw it to, though.
That happened to me during Nationals. Frank Mitchell block came right to me. I was looking around, who do I give this ball to?
Can I keep it?
Souvenir? Yes, no?
I survived the hottest volleyball game. I know, that'll be my souvenir.
You got to start making T-shirts.
Even as broadcasters, I might have to get like a cold towel or something. It is scorching in the gym, and a scorching block up front. Humber doing a good job there. And again, we've been talking about it throughout the game, Andrew. It's that play up front. We'll even get a second look here. See Dodd right in the mix.
Yeah, and there's the big block there. Kiyomi Ellis, who else right in the middle of it?
And now Kiyomi with the serve. And Ellis getting it over nicely. Return opportunity for the Golden Shield. Nicely played, splitting that block of Humber and finding a little dead zone.
Just find that one little spot on the court, and Cambrian still hanging around here, still down by 5. They're going to have to put together something here in a hurry.
And Kiyomi Ellis checks out momentarily as Reese Gillette back in the game for Humber. Dodd, powerful hit. Seen a lot of those from number 13 today. And how about that? A sneaky little play from Sydney Ferguson.
Yeah, nice little heads-up play, just kind of flip it over. Whenever you can get that going, usually the other team's defense isn't onto it, and 9 times out of 10, it's a point.
So Sydney Ferguson will check out of the game momentarily as Stephanie Armstrong in. Armstrong serving. The 5th-year player for the Hawks getting the play going. There's Armstrong popping it up. Dodd with a powerful hit, getting over the net. Should be a good opportunity here for the Hawks to set something up. Manners makes it good. It was a clear path to that shot. Let's take one more look, Andrew.
Yeah, here's the set here from Armstrong. Right to Manners, and look at that power behind that one. Another sub here, Alex Dubé coming in for the Hawks.
Another serve for Armstrong. Partial block by the Hawks. Dodd. Make no mistake, Erica Dodd with another point. Humber now really creating separation, and that will warrant a timeout call from Cambrian's coaching staff. Score right here, 19-11.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't use that second timeout a little bit earlier, as that set was kind of slipping them from away from them a little bit already. But what can you say about the Humber Hawks? Just playing so well here in this second set. Really starting to run away with this one.
Yeah, no doubt about it, as we'll see this Humber Hawks team. Certainly vibes are strong here in set number 2. Of course, winning set number 1 by a pretty good margin. Of course, it was Cambrian who started very strong early in this game, but Humber coming back, capturing that first set, and now we've seen the Hawks really in their element. And Andrew, we've been talking about it. It's been that play up front that really seems to be the difference maker.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the last big set from the Humber Hawks. Really make a big difference here. Look at it from the Cambrian end. There's the setup there, and there's the hit. Beautiful job, just find that back corner. So hard to defend.
How about Stephanie Armstrong with a couple of great serves, and that chance will continue for Armstrong. That was another example of the kibosh as we talk about how great she's been at the service line in the past few minutes. It's going to careen out of bounds. Look at the size of that stand for, that's an iPhone camera up top, Andrew. That thing's like 10 feet in the air. Set up here up front, Armstrong, pardon me, that was Manners with the big blast, and now Cambrian just having to get it over, so free shot here. As Manners doing a good cross-court effort there. And the Hawks now in that 20-point threshold and getting pretty close to capturing set number 2.
Just 5 points away, and back to what you said about that iPhone, Hud Humber leaving no stone unturned here. Those iPhone cameras looking pretty nice now.
That thing is sky high on that Cambrian service line.
Another look at that last point. That big hit
wow,
going
beautiful
cross-court.
camera angle on that one. How about that from the HSN crew? Out of bounds. That will put Humber 1 point closer to going up 2-0. The number 4th nationally ranked team. Not just hoping for a win this evening. Of course, tomorrow afternoon, an earlier game. I believe it's a 3 o'clock start time as the Humber women's team welcomes the Boreal Vipers to town. A little volleyball doubleheader for you on HSN this week.
Doubleheader of doubleheaders over the weekend. Another point here for Humber. Oh no, net violation against the Hawks, so point for Cambrian.
So that looked like Alex Dubé who was able to come right down on top of that ball, but perhaps, yeah, a little contact with the net is why Cambrian walks away with the point.
And another look at it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that net moved. Got a little piece of it.
Here's Dubé, third-year player by way of Uxbridge. And how about that? 2 players up front who have been absolutely killer for the Hawks. That's Kiyomi Ellis and Hannah Manners coming together.
Coming together once again. Another big block. Said this before, starting to sound like a broken record. All over that front line, all over that net area. It's been trouble for Cambrian all match long.
Dubé with a little tricky serve hanging up on the net. You can tell she's kind of holding back a smile because that was one of those cheeky serves that's tough to kind of intentionally do that, but it's almost impossible to defend. Humber 1 point away from capturing set number 2. Serve from Dubé is in play. That time the upfront play by Humber not coming through as that drops down. Point for the Golden Shield.
Yeah, kind of got caught in the block there. It was Talan and Kiyomi Ellis. Not much you can really do there.
Set point. And Humber still looking for that set win as Mackenzie Selk with the serve. And just soak in that iPhone stand. That thing is way up there.
It was either that or get a really tall person to hold it up. I think this is the best option, though.
Yeah. That time, Kiyomi looking to seal the deal. And, boy, you got to give it to Cambrian, the heart chasing down that play. Mackenzie Selk not just chipping in with some serves, but really selling out, but all for naught on that play as Humber takes set number 2, 25-15. A nice 10-point cushion on that second set victory. Andrew, Humber with a chance to sweep this game in 3 straight sets like they've done in their previous 2 victories so far this year. And that'll be coming up right after we check out some highlights.
Yeah, a little bit of a pattern here building up for the Humber Hawks. Last 2 games were 3-0, just like you said, chance to go 3-0 here again, this time at the Hawks Nest. And things are looking pretty good with a lot of the second team players up for the Hawks. Having a good time here against the Cambrian Golden Shield. A chance to extend that record to 3-0, and they're looking like they're one of the contenders here in the OCAA.
Yeah, Humber showing why they've earned that #1 ranking in the province and #4 in the entire country. You got to think it'd be very interesting to watch the Hawks season continue to play out as they really they've got a few good pieces. Now give credit to Cambrian as well. They've come in here today. Certainly got off to a great start, but it's a tall order when you're taking on a Humber team with really just such powerful offensive weapons that we've been highlighting throughout the day, namely Hannah Manners, Kiyomi Ellis, and we've certainly seen Erica Dodd really contributing from multiple areas of the floor, not just up front.
Yeah, definitely. From the service line as well, she's been so dangerous. One of the big points here of today was that she was going to be dangerous at the service line, and man, oh man, could she put that ball anywhere where she wants to. Such a hard thing to defend as well.
Here's Chris Wilkins addressing his team as they are sitting pretty heading into the possibly final set of this matchup.
They'll hope it's the final set.
Yeah. Yeah, get out of this gym and into air-conditioned. Again, no knock against the air conditioning of the Humber College North Campus, which is always on point. It's freakishly hot today outside in a November 5th day.
Gotta check the date on that one.
Yeah.
Especially when we're having kooky weather like this one, but gotta soak it all up. Just gotta enjoy it while you can, right?
It's true. They're waving goodbye to this kind of weather.
Yeah, because the snow will be here soon, unfortunately.
You know what else will be here soon? The Boreal Vipers volleyball teams. As yes, tomorrow, more volleyball action on the Hawks Sports Network. Both the Humber men and women's volleyball teams in action against Boreal tomorrow, and both in action against Cambrian here this evening.
We never stop at the Hawks Sports Network.
Yeah.
Always going. Winter sports in full swing right now. Basketball and volleyball kind of put the end to the fall sports. Baseball, softball, and soccer was a pretty good season.
You can count on 3 things in this world, Andrew Milani: death, taxes, and the Hawks winning games on home turf.
That's it. Hawks Nest, one of the hardest places to come into in the OCAA, and Hawks showing why tonight.
And to get the third set going, Isabel Rivet will be serving for Cambrian. She's been doing some outstanding work at the service line, and it's a good looking serve to start off this set. Chipped over, but we'll have a net violation, it appears. This opening point goes to the away team. Rivet, another serve coming up. And that time you could tell she really corked her body to get a lot of power on that one. But
Yeah,
just a little too strong.
She's going right for that back corner, unfortunately, just a little too spicy.
Yeah, too much garlic aioli on that particular serve.
I'm not sure if garlic aioli is spicy, but it's definitely
Hey,
strong.
it depends on, for me, maybe. Stephanie Armstrong with the serve for Humber. Cambrian celebrating as they've taken away that point. The Golden Shield back in the lead. Here's a second look at the serve from Armstrong, but very quickly, Cambrian getting the point. Now it's Humber looking to get the point. Big shot up front by Hannah Manners. Returned nicely. All still in play here. Dodd, cross-court shot. Handled by Rivet. Rivet with the blast now, and too strong as that almost hits our camera guy, Nature. Nature unfazed. Ice in his veins. And there's the shot from Nature. He's right by Erica Dodd.
The nature cam, if you will.
I like it. Nature documentary. Rivet sets it up. Big shot. Can now see Macy Craig really involved here. She takes that blast up front. Blocked by Humber. Macy was heading under the net to go chase that down on the Hawks side.
Yeah, weird chain of events there. Ball kind of bouncing high one way and then it's coming down the other way.
Nature cam right on Dodd. Set up front, whistle blown, and that point will go to Humber. Hawks now up 4-2. And let's keep the serves coming from Erica Dodd. Hawks got to feel good about having number 13 on the squad for many years to come. Of course, she's only in her second year. Like you mentioned, Andrew, she was the Rookie of the Year last year, and she's looking pretty deadly from the service line.
Yeah, led the division in points last year. Looks like she could be well on her way to doing the same again this year. Doesn't hurt that she's money at the service line.
Set up here, the Golden Shield. They get some good contact on it. That was Macy Craig, although didn't quite get over the net. And the run of serves continues. Let's get that nature cam activated again. Well, let's take one more look before we get the serve from Dodd. As that was just blasted, or, give Humber credit for the block up front, or certainly at least just the intimidation factor of some of these frontline players of the Hawks.
That ball finding the back line there. And Humber on quite the run here to get this third set started, and already our first time out.
You can tell Humber has their sights set on a straight sets victory here today. It's what they've been able to pull off in their previous two matches, winning those games in 3 straight sets. So Humber have only played 2 games on the season thus far, with wins over Fanshawe, wins over Niagara. Neither of those teams in the top 10 rankings in the province, and neither is Cambrian. So it'll be interesting as we look ahead in the Humber Hawks schedule to maybe some of that top level provincial competition, to really get a sense of what the Hawks are dealing with this year. So we mentioned tomorrow, Humber taking on Boreal Vipers, and then they'll have to wait until 10 days later for their next game on November 16th, welcoming Conestoga here to the Hawks Nest. And then a 3-game road stand as they will be heading to St. Clair on November 19th, November 22nd at Redeemer. Always good matchups in Redeemer when we're talking about volleyball. And then Humber finishing that road stand on November 26th against the Mohawk Mountaineers.
Should be an interesting next few games for the Hawks. Gonna try and build on that momentum they're building.
Well, when we talk about those 3 road games, those are all teams that are right up there in the OCAA rankings. So that'll be a very telling stretch of volleyball from Humber. So far looking dynamite here today. And again, give full credit to Cambrian. There's a big shot there on the side from Macy Craig, as that play sees 2 members of the Golden Shield colliding and the ball hitting the floor. Humber now up 8-2.
Yeah, I think Cambrian was kind of hoping that timeout can cool Humber off a little bit, but they're still playing red hot.
Serve still coming from Erica Dodd. Big block up front. Now off the net play as the Hawks with a good chance to set something up here in live action that we return to now. Humber able to keep the run of serves going for Erica Dodd. Andrew, the points just keep matriculating for the Hawks here. Really off to a excellent start here in set number 3.
Yeah, they're really playing off the back on their heels there. Maisie Craig had a nice little soft touch, kind of put Humber on their heels a little bit, but they managed to rebound there and get a point.
Play up front. That was Krastonisic right in the mix for Humber. So the veteran, number 7 for Humber, checking into the game, Alex Krastonisic. Big blast as Dodd steps up into the play. Kind of get the sense Dodd is working extra hard to keep this epic run of serves going, and she is able to accomplish. just that.
Oh, and she's proven that no one likes being on the service line as much as Erica Dodd here today.
Sarah Bindi, number 18 for Humber, just checking into the game. Dodd looking for maybe a little sweet spot in the defense. Big block up front. And a misplay as Humber now sitting at a very healthy 11-2 lead, and another timeout called by the Cambrian head coach, Dale Bolasay.
Yeah, no, I don't find it a coincidence that that ball went right into the net after that big block. You talked about that intimidation factor there, and it looked like that might have played into the mental game there a little bit from the Cambrian end. And just like that, Cambrian had timeouts here in the third set. They're going to have to go into desperation mode here, try and come back big down in this one. 11-2, not going to be easy, especially in the Hawks' nest.
So we get a good look at the Cambrian huddle, and there was back to Humber's huddle with head coach Chris Wilkins. 21 years with the program, and like you mentioned, him and his brother have just really both brothers coaching their respective men and women's volleyball teams here at the Humber College North Campus, and a lot of success here at the North Campus over the years for the brothers.
Yeah, we mentioned before, the pair of them are the top two winningest coaches in Humber history. Right now, Chris has the better of his brother Wayne, 390 and counting. The most in Humber history across all sports. Absolutely incredible. Just the consistency, you know?
So Nature giving us a fresh angle here, switching to the other side to capture the serve from Erica Dodd. Good camera angle there from Nature. Block up front, and that will finally put an end to what was an epic run of serves from Erica Dodd. So finally, the run of points over, and serving for the Golden Shield will be Mackenzie Selk. Krstanisic, the big blast. Humber kind of scrambling to keep it alive here, and Krstanisic not wasting any time with the big blast.
Krstanisic, not a name we've said too much here today, obviously just getting into this game in the third set, but she's been a fixture of this team all 4 of the years that I've had to cover here, and she's been absolutely amazing from the middle position.
Certainly a lot of tape on that right knee. I wonder if that kind of factors into her sort of limited action thus far. Of course, Krstanisic being, like you said, one of those fifth-year players for Humber. Certainly one of those leaders for Humber as we get a second look at that point.
Yeah, in her fifth and final year of OCAA eligibility, so you bet that she's going to have some extra motivation here this year to try and end on a high note.
Now, of course, when all is said and done in this regular season, the Durham Lords will be hosting the OCAA Championships. And Humber right now sitting atop the provincial rankings, of course, looking to keep that all the way through and hopefully capture yet another OCAA provincial title.
Yeah, kind of keep this dynasty, this run going of OCAA titles. We mentioned before that run of 11 in a row, and a couple years off after that, but then back on top last year, hoping to build on that.
Good serve from Manners. Kept in play, Laurendo. But it was trouble at the net that will allow Humber to surrender that point over to the Cambrian Golden Shield.
Yeah, we'll get another look here. Just a little bit of a miss hit there by Bindi off that setup.
Yeah, Humber's women's volleyball team have won OCAA gold every year since 2007, except for 2018 and 2019 when that was captured by Fanshawe.
Yeah, absolutely incredible run they've had in.
Bananas.
Yeah, you go all the way back to 2004. They've been in the finals all but 1 year.
And then we kind of, as we take a look at some of those OCAA past winners, Cambrian right in the mix. You look at 2004, Cambrian capturing gold. 2003, getting bronze. Cambrian capturing provincial gold in 2002, as well as the year 2000. So certainly a proud volleyball history at Cambrian College, and Dale Bolasé, in 31 years with the program, has certainly tasted those highs of being atop the province.
Absolutely.
Score is 14-7. Make that 15-7. Math is hard sometimes. And Andrew will see the Durham Lords hosting the OCAA Women's Volleyball Championship. That kicks off March 16th. Now, CCAA Nationals will be held in Nanaimo, British Columbia, as Vancouver Island University hosting it in the new year. Not a bad place to go play some ball in March. I feel like with Vancouver Island, it's kind of already, forget about winter in mid-March. It's starting to feel like late spring around that part of the world that time of year.
Yeah, absolutely. Not much rain, or not much snow, I should say, they get in Vancouver. Probably a lot of
Very
rain.
mild temperatures.
Sure, absolutely. Vancouver, one of my favorite cities in the world, that's for sure. So
Gotta
it's
love
going to be a nice little trip.
Vancouver Island, Nanaimo. Big blast up front, and Erica Dodd, who was really racking up the points for Humber from the service line, but she's kind of reminding us all, hey, don't forget, pretty good up front too.
Absolutely. Getting another look at that there.
As a serve put in play by Alex Dubé. Good blast up front by France Mondo. And kept alive here, Cambrian. There's Mondo with another shot up front. And the point goes in favor of Cambrian. Score here 17-9. Humber looking like if they can just keep trading points, they'll be able to cruise to a 3-set victory. How about that serve from Isabel Rive? She's got all kinds of torque on that serve. And a miscommunication there as Golden Shield hand that point to Humber. Stephanie Armstrong, another one of those fifth-year players for Humber. You can kind of see in the background some of the men's volleyball players warming up, getting ready to roll. That'll be right here on the Hawks Sports Network starting at 8 o'clock. But right now, Andrew, it's Krstanisic with the heads-up play up front for Humber, getting that point.
Yeah, once again, one of the fixtures there of that Humber front line the last few years. Doing what she does best.
Armstrong's serve will be chalked up as an ace. As we're getting real close now to a Humber W.
And no timeouts left for Cambrian.
And softly put over the net. Humber really set up nicely here, and make no mistake about it, Hannah Manners. Now give credit to Shaylin Laronde for Cambrian, doing a good job setting up her team, but it was Humber coming away with the point.
That one looked like it might have been going long, though, but we'll get another look here. Went off the hand of Maisie Craig. I think she knew there that she made a bit of a mistake.
Ooh, a sneaky play, and Krstanisic kind of with like the back elbow move there. That was more like an MMA move, but I'll tell you what, it worked to get the ball over the net and paying off for Cambrian ultimately as they will take that point.
Hey, you call it MMA move. I'll call it the little chicken wing she gave it.
Chicken wing. That's what you get. 5 years of OCAA volleyball. You start kind of getting a little innovative with the shots. That time a little more conventional from Alex Krstanisic, getting the point off the big blast up front.
Hey, going back to her bread and butter here, we'll get another look at that. Beautiful setup there. Couldn't have been done any better by Stephanie Armstrong. Right in Krstanisic's wheelhouse.
There's Dodd with the serve. That time she's not going to get 9 points in a row from the service line. It's a little too long, but I'll tell you what, we'll forgive her after what was an incredible run earlier in the set.
For sure.
Really set Humber up nicely with that big lead early in the third set to potentially end this game early. Lauren Doe pops that up. Now it's Ferguson gets the blast for Humber. Good job by Rive to get it over for the Golden Shield. And Humber hitting it up front, but cross-court shot lands out of bounds, Andrew. So that's a point for the away team.
Yeah, I think they were hoping that the umpire would signal that it was deflected by the Cambrian side, but looks like it went out cleanly.
Mackenzie Selk serving now. Lauren Doe pops it up once again. And Dodd getting all of that one and kind of getting hung up on the net, but working in the Hawks' favor that time.
Yeah, hit the net, but all that power kind of forced that ball through.
Yeah.
It just kind of flipped over a little bit. Just not enough there for Cambrian to kind of get on that and try and return it.
The Hawks were hoping to come away with a point there as they're getting very close to putting the finishing touches on this game.
Just two more.
2 more points, and Humber walks away with their 3rd straight win of the season, looking to improve to 3-0. Should they capture this 3rd set here, that would be Humber's 3rd victory of the season by 3 straight sets. And we're getting close now with game point on the line and serving for Humber. They've got to be feeling pretty good about Sydney Ferguson with a chance to put this one away. So Chris Wilkins having a last word with number 9 in white here. White, navy, and gold. Ferguson doing a good job with the serve. Blocked up front and out of bounds. So we're not out of the woods yet for the Humber Hawks. Macy Craig, her team is not just down in the set, but they're down 0-2 in set victories thus far. Let's see if she can turn things around for the squad with a beautiful serve. Lauren Doe tried her best. How about that, Andrew?
Yeah, she got a hand on that one, just kind of squirted away from her, went right to that back wall, but Humber's still in great shape here.
Macy Craig. Another good-looking serve. Up front and just out of reach. Dubé will put the last touch on this one as the Humber Hawks get their 3rd victory, opening up the season undefeated. All those victories coming, like I just mentioned, in 3 straight sets. Give credit to the Cambrian Golden Shield coming in here with a very strong effort and really starting off the game red hot, but Humber really got into their groove, and it's a bit tough to come back against a team like Humber when they're fully dialed in.
Yeah, and Humber, if you look at the final score there, a lot of consistency there through those 3 sets.
Player of the game.
I mean, you got to give them a lot of credit.
Your player of the game.
Player of the game award for the Humber Hawks goes to number 10, Hannah Manners. Andrew, I'm inclined to agree with that decision. Manners was dynamite up front for Humber, making it real tough for Cambrian to feel comfortable up front. Manners was really putting some lumber, let's call it, on some of her kills today.
Yeah, Hannah was not just on her kills, she was really a two-way threat here today, manning that front line, getting a lot of those big blocks there with Kiyomi Ellis. A big reason why we talked about that intimidation factor. Cambrian had a few points, had trouble getting over the net there, and she's a big reason why.
And that will do it for game number 1. We'll be back on the Hawks Sports Network in just around 30 minutes time for game number 2. The men's teams take the floor. Cambrian College against Humber coming up next on HSN.